مولاي صل وسلم دائما أبدا على حبيبك خير الخلق كلهم. مولاي صل وسلم دائما أبدا على حبيبك خير الخلق كلهم. محمد سيد الكونين والثقلين، محمد سيد الكونين والثقلين والفريقين من عرب ومن عجم. مولاي صل وسلم دائما أبدا على حبيبك خير الخلق.
He said the Mahdi. The Mahdi actually is going to be the last minor sign. After the Mahdi comes, and let me give you guys a brief introduction with the Mahdi. The Mahdi basically is a Muslim man where he's going to be like your average Muslim every day, but after one night he's going to make istighfar to Allah, and after he makes istighfar to Allah is going to give him, Allah is going to guide him, and he's going to give him a message on how to lead the Ummah, and he's going to be going on to be the Mahdi from all then. And this is a really complicated story, it's pretty long too, but basically he's going to be like the next Umar, Abu Bakr, and all that stuff. You know how we have Khalif, Abu Bakr, Umar, Ali, we had all those, he's going to be. So basically the first major signs of the 10 major signs is Masih al-Dajjal. How many of you guys ever heard of Masih al-Dajjal? Raise your hand. So the girls never heard of Masih al-Dajjal? Have you guys ever heard of Masih al-Dajjal? The Antichrist? Nobody. Alright, so basically the Antichrist is a guy that the Prophet described and warned us against. And he said the Messiah, and actually it was not just our Prophet that warned us. Every Prophet since the time of Prophet Adam till the last day, every Prophet that has come has warned us of the Messiah Dajjal. Because the Messiah Dajjal is going to be the worst of fitnas to ever come and hit human beings. That guy is going to be the worst because he will test your iman. He will corrupt you to your last bit. He will test you, he will trial you in the places where your heart is the weakest. Basically, the description one Sahabi gave to the Prophet is, this Sahabi was on a boat, and when he was on the boat, there was a giant storm that happened, and basically, the boat they were on crash landed into a deserted island. Once it crash landed to that deserted island, the Sahabi got off the boat, and at the beach, at the shore, he saw this beast that had so much hair on him. This beast had so much hair on him that the Sahabi said you could not tell the front from the back. So basically you didn't know where the face was. This beast had so much hair. And he didn't say it was human, it was an animal or anything, but he just basically said it was a beast. And then the beast said, hey, a guest has been waiting for you, and there's this guy in that temple all the way over there in the mountain. This guy has been waiting for you for years. Go over there and talk to him. He has a few questions for you. And who can tell me who that guy is? Dajjal. So Dajjal is basically waiting for this guy, and Dajjal is locked up in a chain in that temple. So he goes up to him, and Dajjal asks him a series of questions. Number one, he said, are the trees or the date trees that were growing in the city called, or a town called Sham, Al-Sham. And Al-Sham is basically the Palestine, Sham is basically the Palestine, he said he's a built man, he's built. He's not just scrawny or he's not that, he's a built tough man, he's pretty tall, he said. And he's chained up, and he said that guy will be released one day. And he said, I won't be just released, just regularly released. He said, I will be released through anger. And the anger is the sins of the human beings doing. Right now, if you look at our world, people are doing so many sins, killing, destroying, all this stuff. So the sins are just going to increase, and through that, he's going to get angry and be released through the will of Allah. So basically, after he is released, Masih Dajjal will be roaming the earth 40 days. 40 days, the first day will be like a year. One day will be equivalent to 1 year. The second day will be a month. The third day will be a week. And the fourth day till the 40th day will just be regular days. So this guy will be going to every single house, every single village, he will not leave a place a human being can live in unturned or looked at. He will go everywhere. He'll go to the Mayans that live in the Brazilian forest, those people that nobody knows about that live in the Brazilian and the jungles. He will go to those people. So when he goes in there, the Prophet ﷺ said, Masih Dajjal has two rivers with him. One river is a river of hellfire, and one river is a river of heaven or Jannah. But basically they're all the opposite. And then he's gonna come up to you. This is where the testing starts. And by the way, like I said, this guy is the worst fitna that could ever happen to any ummah. Every prophet, Prophet Musa, Isa, Ibrahim, Yusuf, every prophet that came warned his people of the Masih Dajjal. Luckily, those people didn't get to see the Masih Dajjal, didn't get to witness it. Their time was not yet. Our ummah, which is the last ummah, will be the ummah to witness it. And may Allah help us when that happens. But basically, he's going to go over, he's going to test you, he's going to come up to you, he's going to be like, I'm God, worship me. And that's when he comes up, when he rises, he's going to get all the hypocrites, the people, the arrogant people, the people, the hypocrites, those are going to be his, soldiers, those are going to be his followers. And he's going to go everywhere. He's going to give you if you go with him, he's going to give you whatever you want. Money, clothes, car, houses, whatever you want, he will give it to you. But if you don't follow him, he will take every single thing you have from you. He will take your house, he'll take your money, he'll take your wealth, he'll put diseases in you, the village you live, he'll bring a drought to you, he'll literally test you to your final call. And he will kill you, but he can only kill you once. He will go up to a person and say, you don't believe I'm God, I'll kill you and bring you back to life. He'll slice that person up and he'll bring him back to life. But if your iman is strong enough and you say, you cannot do this, this is just all because of the power that Allah gave you. Because Allah didn't give him, indeed, supernatural powers. I gave up his description. He said he's going to wear two garments, and they're going to be the color yellow. And he said his hair is going to be so beautiful, there's going to be pearls. If you guys know what pearls are going to be dripping out of his hair. And he's going to be holding the two wings of these two angels that are going to bring him down. And the Prophet even described on which minbar, you know those the domes, one of the domes he's going to land on the masjid. The Prophet even gave us a specific description. We already know the dome he's going to land on. He's going to come to that dome, and the Mahdi is going to be like, because the Mahdi was about to lead the salah, he's going to say, no, Prophet Isa, you lead the salah. And the Prophet Isa is going to say, no, this adhan was called for you, you lead the salah. And just imagine at that moment, you have the Mahdi, the next Caliph of the Muslim, leading the prayer, Prophet Isa in the front row, and you're right next to him, praying with him. Imagine in that situation. And Prophet Isa was given supernatural powers, just like Masih Dajjal was given supernatural powers. He was given the power, he was given that, like Masih Dajjal will either die from a breath from Prophet Isa, or that just looking at him will kill Masih Dajjal. So he will kill Masih Dajjal during that time. Then Prophet Isa will go to the cross, the Christian cross that they have. He will break that in half, telling the people that he despises the shirk they did in his name, because all this is happening on top of his name. And he said, no, I do not approve. He will break that, then he will kill all the pigs. Pork is going to be gone. There will be no more pigs. He will kill every single pig in the world. It will be gone, destroyed. Then after that, the scholar said Prophet Isa will live up to be 40 years old. Prophet Isa, when he was sent up to the heavens, the first heaven, he was 33. And the Prophet Mohamed said he will stay with us for another 7 years. So 33 plus 7, do the math, is going to turn up to 40 years old. So for those 7 years, he will stay with us, and obviously he's going to become the leader of the Muslims. The Caliph is going to step down. And there will be prosperity that time. I promise you, it will be so peaceful. But the thing is, after Prophet Isa comes, Allah will tell Prophet Isa, oh Prophet Isa, there will be a creation of mine that will be let loose. Their name is Ya'juj and Ma'juj. There are these two tribes that will be let loose. And there are two tribes. The tribe's name is Ya'juj and Ma'juj, or in English, Gog and Magog. Those are the two names. Gog. It's an old name. It's an old Greek name, so it's kind of hard to say. So Gog and Magog are their name. He said, nothing, I promise you, not the latest technology that the Americans have with the whole nuclear, nothing will stop these people. You cannot destroy them, you cannot kill them. If you kill them, they'll just keep multiplying. You cannot do anything about them. So he said, take the Muslimin and go to a mountain in Sham. Again, Sham is a holy land, trust me. Like if you go to look at the hadith of the Prophet, he always talks about how holy Sham is and how many prophets have been prophesied in that land. So he said, take the people over there. So once he takes the people over there, they will climb up the mountain, because these people, once they're let loose, and this is basically the story, there are these two tribes. Their name is Ya'juj and Ma'juj, and they've been causing havoc. And there used to be this king called Dhul Qarnayn. Dhul Qarnayn basically means the king with the two horns. He used to wear a helmet that has two horns. And he was a really nice king. And he's one of those people that ruled the whole world. Because there was 4 people in the whole human race that ruled the whole world. Or whatever civilization there was. One of them, I'm assuming everybody should know. His name is Prophet Sulaiman. Prophet Sulaiman was king of the world during his time. He had power of the jinn, he had power of the stamp, and he had power of the wind. And he had wealth beyond measure. Because he made that one dua in Surah Al-Naml. He asked, oh Allah, because Allah tested him with a disease or an illness. He got really sick to the point where he was almost about to die. He made repentance because I think because every prophet made one mistake except the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and he repented it. Then after that, he made this dua. He said, "Oh Allah, give me this wealth that no human being has ever had in the past, and no human being will ever have in the future." And Allah gave him wealth beyond measure. I'm talking about this guy. When he was showing his wealth to the queen of the Israelites back then, when he was showing the wealth, because she sent 2 scouts and he just put all his wealth out there. I'm talking about this guy, his whole chair that he sits on, because the king has his chair, his crown basically, it was made out of pure diamond, a pure diamond chair, and he had wealth beyond measure. So basically, after that, Dhul Qarnayn went to these people, foreign land, and he used to be a king that traveled a lot, back to the king with the 2 horns. He goes to a land where there's these people, and indigenous people, where they don't speak the native language. They said there's these two tribes which cause so much trouble for us. Every day they're causing trouble, destroying our crops, destroying the animals. They're just causing havoc. Please help us. We'll pay you whatever you want. Just take care of these people. He said, I don't want no money from you. I will get my money from Allah. Just give me manpower. I need men to build. He said, I will build a dome around their village and seal them in there. And smartly, this king was also a very smart person. He added 2 metals together. He added copper and iron. Yeah, copper and iron. He added copper and iron. He melted them together and built a dome around them. But the people said, if you build a wall around, they can just climb over the wall. So basically, he built this whole dome over the way. He covers the whole village. And he said they will be locked in there until the day my Lord has decreed for them to leave. Back to Ya'juj and Ma'juj in the present. Questions after. Back to Ya'juj and Ma'juj. So basically, after I finish this, or before I go to the next one, I'll answer your question. So basically, Ya'juj and Ma'juj, every day, this is literally every day, this is what they do. They go to that wall, they dig. Once they get so close to the wall, they're almost on the other side. The leader will say, guys, let's take a break. Inshallah, he was not going to say inshallah, but he said, tomorrow, we'll come back, we'll finish this. So they go to sleep, wake up in the morning, and they see the wall exactly like this, brand new, like nothing scratched it. But one day, one of them will say, guys, let's go, inshallah. Allah will make him say, inshallah, let's finish it tomorrow. So basically, they come back tomorrow, they finish the small part that was left, and that's when all hell breaks loose. Everything comes out. And these people, just a little fun fact about them. Some scholars say for every one of them that dies, he leaves 1,000 descendants, like 1,000 children. He leaves. That's how outnumbered. If we, how many human beings we have right now? Let's just say we have close to 8 billion humans right now in the world. These probably, Allahu A'lam, but I'm gonna guess from the description of the scholars and how they say they will outnumber. Because at the end, the way they die is crazy. So after they get let loose from their cave, they will go to the Red Sea. Everybody knows the Red Sea nearby the Mediterranean Sea. It's a big crater full of water. They will go to that place and they will suck it dry. Literally, they will drink that water dry in a day. In a day, they will drink it dry. They will drink the place. They will go to animals, eat them alive, or if the animal is dead, live, cooked or not cooked, they will eat everything. They will eat the crops, they will eat the beris, ambola, everything. I'm telling you, they're gonna take everything. They're not gonna leave a single thing. If you had like a Pop-Tart, if you had a Pop-Tart in your house and you were saving it from your brothers and sisters, they will eat that too. Then nothing is gonna go. Allah, help us from these people and help us just get them away from us. And Allah will send these big birds. And the scholar said these birds will be so big that their neck will be the size of a camel. Have you guys seen a camel? It has long neck. These birds will have that kind of neck. And they will take them away and clean the earth from their body. Then Allah will send this water, not water, but He will send rain, and He will clean the earth, and it will be like a mirror. You know how when you clean the mirror, it's just all shiny and everything? That's how the earth will be. And Allah will order the visitations of the earth to grow. So you have the banana, the fruit, the mango, everything. Right now, we care more about our iPhone than our prayer nowadays. which is really sad when you look at it. But that day, everybody's gonna be at the masjid. I'm talking about, you know how everybody prays in the, you know, when it's Jum'ah, everybody like sitting on the back seat right here when you're supposed to be in the front row. I mean, everybody during that time is gonna be on the front. I'm talking about they will be fighting for the front row. Because the Prophet said on the Jum'ah time, the front row is like when you sit on there, it's gonna be like you gave sadaqah for a camel, because you gave charity. You literally gave charity to a whole camel. Second row is gonna be a cow. Third row sheep. It's gonna go down from there. So everybody's gonna be fighting for ajr. That day is the day ajr is gonna be like the high star. It's gonna be up there. Everybody's gonna try to do whatever they can. I'm talking about they see poop on the ground from the the park, the dog poop, they will clean that. They see a paper on the ground, they pick that up, trying to look for ajr, because everybody knows it's almost time. Everybody's gonna die, and the day of judgment is around the corner. So basically, after that happens, so basically, right now we talked about how many signs. The first one was what? No, the first one was what? The gel. The gel was the first one. The second was what? No, Isa. Prophet Isa was the second one, and the third one was Ya'juj and Ma'juj. All right. The fourth, fifth, and sixth one are gonna be these three major earthquakes. One will happen in the west, one will happen in the east, and one will happen in the middle, the Saudi Arabia Peninsula. And these earthquakes are not gonna be your typical 7.1 or the normal ones that happen in Japan. That's not gonna. These earthquakes are gonna be so big that they take half of North America. No, half of North America. Asia too. That's part of it, because you have the west and the east. So basically, they're gonna be literally splitting the U.S. in half. That's how big the earthquake is gonna be. And there's gonna be three of them. What? No, there's not gonna be no ice. Trust me. It's gonna be three major earthquakes, and they're gonna be splitting the ground like crazy. Those are the other three. So we said, Dajjal. We said Prophet Isa. We said Ya'juj and Ma'juj. Then we said the three major earthquakes. So that's 6 signs right there. The 7th sign is named after a surah too. Who knows Surah Al-Dukhan in the Quran? Surah Al-Dukhan, right? I mean, right? So that surah, the translation of Al-Dukhan means the smoke. Smoke. Allah will send this smoke through the heavens. And this smoke is going to be so severe. If you're a mu'min, it's going to be just like the major one. And before it happens is the sun rising from the west. Because right now the sun always rises from the east. But the day that the sun is going to rise from the east, that night, it will be the length of 3 nights. That's what the Prophet is. Because if you're a mu'min and you always used to wake up at night time for Salatul, Qiyam al-Layl, and you just pray to Allah, it would be just a typical night for you. But if you were one of those people that your mom had to come, just wake you up for Salatul Fajr and all that stuff, put water on your face, that night will be like 3 nights for you. I'm talking about you will sleep, finish your sleep, you'll wake up, it's still dark, you'll be like, A'udhu Billah, what is going on? It should be like time, right? You'll go back to sleep. You will go sleep and you will be sleeping for a while. Then you wake up, you'll be like, what is this? Why is it still dark? It should be Fajr by now. You will go back to sleep, you wake up again and it's still dark. Then that's when the people say, something's wrong, man. This is not right, this can't be happening. It should be Fajr by now. Then that's when everybody's going to be starting to race for the masjid. Everybody start going to the masjid. Everybody start filling up the line. But it's too late that time. The Prophet said there's going to be 3 times, 3 places or 3 situations in which tawbah or istighfar and all that stuff will not be accepted. One of them is basically after Masih Dajjal. When Masih Dajjal comes, because if you say, I'm going to start my Muslim number right now, I'm going to become a good Muslim, mashallah, I'm going to start praying and everything, it's not going to work. It's not going to work. Because Masih Dajjal, like I said, was the worst fitna. He's worse than the earthquakes. He's worse than Ya'juj and Ma'juj. Because Ya'juj and Ma'juj, if you're a Muslim and they come out during your time, they're just going to kill you. And if they kill you, you're going to go to the Jannah right away. But if you come out during the time of Masih Dajjal, is not just going to come straight up and just chop your head off and just kill you. He's going to torture you. He's going to just brainwash you. He's going to get to your soul. He's going to make you disbelieve in Allah, whatever Allah touch, whatever. If you know all the Rafa Hamala and Bahu Skala and all the Quran, you know, He will erase that from you. He will erase it. He will turn you into whatever He wants you to be. So if you say, I'm going to become a good Muslim after Masih Dajjal comes, it's too late right there. Another one is when the sun rises from the west. When you see that sun rising from the west, it's too late. Don't think about, oh Allah forgive me, because the books are shut. No more acceptance is going to be, because that's why the sheikhs say that istighfar or asking Allah dua is one of the biggest weapons we have. Wallahi, we belittle it. Like the other day, example for me, I'm a college student. The other day I was about to take this placement test for college. I transferred from Texas, so I had to take this placement test, but I didn't study for the placement test. And it's been a minute since I took that test, so I didn't have time for study. I was running out of time. It's almost winter break. I have to go to school, take the test. I prayed 2 rak'ahs. I asked Allah, I said, oh Allah, I know I didn't study for this, but please help me pass this test. Inshallah, I'll do good, man. And Allah, He accepted my dua. Right there, I looked at my test, I placed in college level classes, and alhamdulillah, I thank Allah, it happened. I promise you, you belittle it. And if you do a dua and it's not accepted right away, that doesn't mean Allah is not going to hear you. That doesn't mean Allah doesn't hear you. Allah does hear you. But it depends on you. If you used to just doing bad sins and you're just a bad person all day and you just turn on one day, oh Allah, I need that PS4 for Eid, wallah, I need that PS4, I need the new Jordans and the new KDs again. Nah, that's not how it works, people. When you're asking Allah for something, there's a procedure, there's a way to ask. First of all, you gotta thank Him. Oh Allah, thank you for the wealth, for the health, and for the food that you give me, for the protection and safety that you gave me. All that, you thank Him first. You tell Him how your day. You start off with the norm. Because if you go to your mom, and you wanted something from your mom, you're gonna be like, "Hey, I want money right now." Okay, actually, some of us do that literally. We just literally go up to mom and say, "I want money." But there's a procedure. You try to do this. Hey, I washed the clothes, I cleaned the clothes, I did everything. Can I get $5? That's the way you get to it. You're not just gonna go, I want $5. She's gonna be like, I'm gonna slap you in the face. Talking about find money. She's gonna tell you, go get a job. But if you do good and you read your ashir and you told them, Mom, I came from this, I passed my ashir today, I did my bed, I did all that stuff, and you will have a 90% chance of getting your money right there. Actually, a 99.9% chance of getting it. So that's just your mom, and Allah loves you. Now let me tell you this brief hadith. The Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, if a non-believer or a person that doesn't practice the religion if he knew how much Allah loves him, if he could just take in how much love Allah would give him, his heart would literally burst out of his chest. Just explode out of his chest. That's how much love Allah has for the person that does bad deeds, that doesn't pray on time, that does sins every now and then. That's the person. But imagine the person that comes to the masjid like us, participates in these kind of things, prays Jum'ah, is really good to his parents. Imagine that person, how much love Allah has for you. So when you say astaghfirullah ta'ala, don't say, oh Allah is not gonna, man, this is too bad, man. There's no way Allah is gonna accept my repentance from it. Allah will accept it. I promise you. He'll accept it. And the thing is, Allah said in Hadith al-Qudsi, He said, I will be to my slave however he thinks of me. So if you think of Allah as a merciful God that shows mercy, that gives you whatever you want, that takes care of you, that loves you, He will be that to you. But if you think of Allah as this cold-hearted God that doesn't give you anything, that doesn't care about you, then that's how He will be to you. So think of Allah the way you want Him to think, for Him to be with you. So if you want Allah to be a kind God that gives you whatever you want, that helps you during your times of need, think of Him that way and thank Him that way. Because you cannot thank Allah, you cannot thank Him enough. You will never thank Him enough. And here's actually, speaking of being thankful, one more hadith, and then we'll go back to finish up the 10 signs right there. There was this guy. He lived up to 500 years. He lived in this world for 500 years. That's a long time. Like 500 years. What's the most us? What? This is back in the days. I'm talking about this is like way back in the days.
Yeah, a person could basically live for like...
He lived for 500 years. After he died, and this guy was not a bad person. He was practicing Muslim. He prayed. He did zakah. He did everything. He was a nice guy. I'm talking about he did everything. His Jannah is guaranteed, alhamdulillah. But he did one fatal flaw. When he died and he went to when Allah saw him and he went to see Allah and all that stuff, and Allah told him, hey, my slave, go to heaven through my mercy. You will enter heaven today through my mercy. And he said, oh Allah, I really appreciate the offer. You're really nice, God. I really appreciate it. But the thing is, I've been living in earth for like 500 years. And I've been doing all those salatul layls, all those prayers, all those the good stuff, all those sadaqah, all this stuff. Can I go to Jannah through the good deeds I did? He said, you want to do that? You really want to do that? I said, okay. All right. He said, bring out the scale of justice. Then that's the scale that you're going to be judged on. It's called the scale of justice. He said, put that scale right there. He said, put this guy's 500 years of good deeds on one side. And I'm not going to gather all the ni'mah I gave this guy for his whole 500 years and put it on the scale. That's not going to be fair, guys. Come on. So he just said, take the eyes, the blessing I gave him with his eyes, and put them on the other side. Can anybody tell me what happened?
Yeah.
That thing just flipped over, like literally. This 500 years of deeds became like a feather, and this guy the two eyes became like the weight of an elephant. It just flipped the whole thing over. And then Allah told him to throw him in the hellfire. So don't ever, actually, after the story ends in a good way, Allah is not that cruel. After that, after he said, oh Allah, I understand, he went back to heaven. So the story behind that, or the lesson behind that, don't ever think you're enough, or you could take care of yourself, or you have enough good deeds, or you're good enough to get whatever you, because you know what Allah said? Nobody goes to heaven except through my mercy. Not even the prophets, nobody goes to heaven except through my mercy. And you know who Allah created heaven for? Can anybody tell me who Allah created heaven for? Raise your hand. Girls, you guys have been quiet tonight. Can anybody tell me who Allah created Jannah for? Just anything, whatever you know. Nobody. Alright, what is it?
People who obey Allah.
Okay, mashallah, that's a good answer. He said people who obey Allah. He said that's part of the answer. Can anybody tell me anything else? What is it?
Human beings.
Human beings. I was not expecting for a cow to enter Jannah. I really was not expecting that, or a camel to enter Jannah. I was being sarcastic. But you're right, human beings. Anybody has an answer? Who has an answer? Anybody? Going once. Going twice. Soul. Alright. So the brother with the hoodie. Is it okay? Alright, that's good. So basically you guys are breaking it apart. But basically Jannah was created for sinners who repent. So if you used to be a bad sinner and you repented, because Allah, you know what, He amazing, and He repents to Allah, He will turn that sin into a good deed. So it's not like He's just going to erase the sin and that's the end of the day. He will take that bad sin you did and He'll turn it into good deeds. So it's a win-win either side. So Jannah was created for people who repent. Who is that? That's everybody, because nobody's going to tell me they're clean and they never did a sin. Come on. Every human being will do a sin. That's how we were built. That's how Allah made us. What's up? Oh no, Prophet Muhammad is a whole different case. Trust me, we're not nowhere near Prophet. Prophet Muhammad has his whole special place in the highest level of Jannah. The highest Jannah is for those. And by the way, every time you ask Allah for Jannah, don't just be like, oh Allah, give me Jannah. Oh Allah, give me Jannah. Don't ask me, because there's 7 levels to Jannah, and each one is better than the other one. Always ask for Jannah for those. Always ask for the highest one.
What is the first one?
The first one, the highest one is Jannah for those.
What about the first one?
I have no idea. The only two I know of my knowledge is Jannatul Firdausa and Jannatul Anni. There's one called Anni.
What about the first one?
Anni, there's one called that. Those are the 2 Jannahs I know. So basically, going back to the science, we have so we did basically Dajjal, we did Prophet Isa, we did Ya'juj and Ma'juj, and we did the Prophet 3. Talked about this beast. Listen to this. He talked about this beast that will emerge out of the ground. And this beast, Allah said, he will be able to speak to the people. He will be able to speak. And when he speaks, he has 2 things in his hands. On the right hand, he has the stick of Prophet Musa. Because Prophet Musa, remember, if you read his story, he has a stick that turns into a snake. And then on the left side, he has the seal of Prophet Sulaiman. Because there's the stamp. It's a seal that he used to put on top of the jinns to organize them. So he has those 2. So this beast will go around and he will, whoever he taps, he will go around and whoever taps the head, if he taps on your head the stick of Prophet Musa, it will write Mu'min. If he stamps the stamp of Prophet Sulaiman on your head, it will read Kafir. And that day, nobody's going to call you Farhiya, Mohamed, Ahmed, Farah, Abdullahi, Fatima. Nobody's going to call you that. Halima, nobody's going to call you that. Or Farah, nobody's going to call you that. Everything's going to be on your head. Because when you go to let's say you went to the shop or the store or something, nobody's going to say, hey Abdi, how is your day going? No. Hey Kafir, how is your day going? No, you're not a Kafir. But he's basically, that's how everybody's, oh Mu'min, Kafir, that's how everybody's going to exchange that day. Nobody's going to call you, hey Father Muhammad, nobody's going to call you that. Everybody's going to call you from whatever is written on your head. So if you have Mu'min on your head, you're good. Then after the beast is the one you do not want to be a part. That day is going to be the fire that gathers people to the place called Ma'shar. Ma'shar is the place where the people are going to be gathered, and that's where the day of judgment is going to be held. That place is where the day of judgment. And the fire said, the Prophet said, they will be coming out of these. There's going to be these quakes, or not quakes, but there's going to be these equators or these holes on the ground nearby Asham, and these fire will erupt from there, and it will gather the people. Whoever doesn't run away, or whoever gets burned by that person was either a non-believer or they were just a bad person. And everybody's going to be gathered around to this place. And after that, the trumpet is going to be blown by who? Who knows the angel that's going to be blowing the trumpet? No. Who knows the angel that's going to be thrown? No, Malak al-Maut is there. Who knows the angel that's going to blow the trumpet? What is it?
Abba.
No. Who knows the angel that's gonna blow the trumpet, sisters? Nobody knows the angel that's gonna blow the trumpet. What's it? What is it? Israfil. Beautiful. Israfil is the angel that's gonna be blowing the trumpet. Then after that, everything dies, and then the day of judgment starts. So we're talking about, inshallah, another time we're gonna talk about what happens during the day of judgment and how it starts off. But right now.
مولاي